What's up? What's up, Coach Pundies? Yeah, this is K-Mac, man. I'm doing a solo while I'm waiting for the guys to pull through because some technical issues. But it's good to be back. Hopefully you guys missed us, man. You know, it's been a while since we've come through. Had a lot of technical issues, as I said, but we've been working on it. So we finally have the perfect solution. It's going to enable us to definitely come give you guys football news all day, every day. Whenever something big pops up, you're going to be able to do it because now everything is going to be live. We're just going to be hitting it live as it happens, when it happens. So things are going to change. I mean, coming forward in this new season, we're going to be able to do game previews just before the game. We're going to be able to do game reviews just after the game, the big matches, while the emotions are still high, while everything is still out there and everybody's still pissed, while others are happy, whatever the case is. So we're going to be coming out like straight from the top, live, everything live, no editing, no funny gimmicks, just straight up the way it should be, the couch pundies, where it's just a bunch of guys who are going to be talking everything that they want to talk about. So obviously, like we said, so this is us coming live. As I said, we've got a bit of technical issues. The guys are gonna come through, but when they pull through, I mean, everything is gonna be good to go. So you better switch on your notification so that we can subscribe. So that obviously once we live, you get the notification straight right there and then that the couch pundies are on it, so that you can just watch us live. And by the way, because we're doing everything now remotely, it's going to be that much easier for you to come join us, and have a chat and have your 2 cents worth or whatever you want to say. So hit us up in the comments. Let us know if you want to come through with your views. If you got a crazy comment and you feel that this one needs to be heard, we'll obviously send you an invite and put you on the show and have your piece, man. Like we said, there's no rules. This is literally the couch pundies. It's a bunch of guys just talking about football. There's nothing really for you to be worried about. You don't have to have the stats. While some people like having stats, you don't have to have the stats. You can just say whatever you want to say whenever you want to say it, and whichever way you want to say it. And as we say with our tagline, literally biased opinions. I mean, that's the only way you could watch football, is to really have a biased opinion as a couch pandi. You know what I mean? Because this thing is about your team, this thing is about your team. There's only one way to do this, is for you to have a biased opinion. I mean, it's football. We're not here to get paid. We're not professional presenters. We're just people that love football, that like to talk about football, and want to do everything and anything to talk about football. And that's how we're going to do it. So, like I said, at the moment, I'm flying solo. Show must go on, as always. So, we can talk about everything. So, I mean, a lot of stuff has happened lately in football ever since we've been on the show. We've been off for a while, so a lot of stuff has gone on. So what I'm gonna do is just run through what I feel was some of the touching points. Being a Madrid fan, first of all, I have to really address the whole Lionel Messi issue in the first place. Being from somebody who's not really invested in whether Messi stays in Barcelona or not, and being a rival, I still felt that what Messi was trying to do was practically wrong in my book. I mean, this is a team that took him on since he was 12 years old, that gave him everything that he had since he was 12. So, I mean, they've put in so much money into him, in his development, without a showcase that he would make it, without knowing that the investment would bear fruit. I mean, yes, he was a prodigy, he was a talented prodigy, but I mean, at the end of the day, nobody could guarantee that definitely, if you invest in him, he's gonna be reward the team. And looking back, yes, he did reward the team. I mean, obviously, with what he's achieved for the team, he's a club legend. If not the best player, one of the only two best players in the world. And Barcelona has been his team. And for him to want to abandon the ship when the ship is literally at its worst, for me, that was a cop out. I really think that he shouldn't have been leaving the team. I mean, if anything is to happen, you should have stayed. So you know what, guys, I'm gonna let you guys be champions again. I'm gonna give you the Champions League, whatever it is. I'm gonna just give you one more season so that the team can rebuild. And then once then I know that the team is in a better place, then I feel like I need a new change for my career. I think that's what he should have done. Not leave the team when it's at its worst era. I mean, not leave the team when there's going to be obviously a clear out of the big guns, the big players in the team. You know what I mean? You can't leave the team at that point. You need to leave the team when it's in a good standing. And I felt that would have been the loyal move for him to do. If he had left a year ago when the team was high and nobody was the team was not at its worst, it would have made sense. It would have been like a parting shot goodbye. And I mean, if you're gonna leave and you're saying that you're gonna leave for the whole year, and you're telling the president that you want to leave and all of that, the fans would have had to have the preview to say, you know what, guys, this is my final season at Barcelona. I'm 33 years old, so I'm gonna play my final season, give you the best that I have, and then I'm gonna just move out and try out a new thing for me and my career. And you give the fans that, and they know it from the year, and they know that they're watching their favorite idol for the last time for 1 year. You don't just cop out at the end of the season because things went bad and say like, you know what, I want to leave and send the facts. For me, that's just being just loyal to the club that made you who you are. I mean, if at 12 you didn't get the hormones, you didn't get the medical attention that they'd given you, you might have not been the player that you are today. And to pay them back in that sense for me was just a cop out, to be quite honest. And for me as a Madrid fan, I'll be like, okay, fine, Messi's gone, Barcelona's a weaker team. That's all good for me. But as a football fan, I really think that that was not the way that you should be leaving the team that gave you so much from your childhood to the point that you are who you are today because of what they've invested in you. I mean, so at the end of the day, that's my two piece on it. I really think that it was a bad way for him to leave the team, and he shouldn't have left the team in that sense or wanted to leave the team in that sense. Not at the current moment or the current level that they're in. There's what else has happened in football. I mean, there's been transfers going on. I mean, Chelsea are like killing it. They're buying everything and everyone out there. Anyone who's good enough, anyone who's quality, they're buying. And to be quite honest, they didn't have a strong team at the beginning of last year, and obviously they've had the ban and couldn't really buy any players. So for them to really have the opportunity to then buy is really a point whereby they have to invest in the team, and so maybe all the money they've saved throughout all the transfer seasons is really getting to the point whereby they are able to now spend it. And I mean they've gotten good buys, I'd say. I mean Kia Havertz is a great buy. Timo Werner for me is obviously a steal. A top quality striker at 50 million is really a bargain for me. I mean, because at the end of the day, goals win matches. So if you got yourself a top quality striker at that amount of money, I really think that you should have it's a steal for me. If he's gonna guarantee you the goals in the league for the next 5 years, for me that would be worth so much because there's gonna be those that game where you're gonna need somebody who's a proven goal scorer gonna nick it for you. At the end of the day, you need a person who's gonna have half a chance and convert it into a goal. So for that being said, for me, he's a steal, you know. My only concern, which is something that we discussed with the couch pandies the other day, was that we buying a lot of players. Tech thing about him is that they of players to be able to develop passes, be them pieces, whereby they can obviously now and use and use that space that they've been given to score. Um, and they seem not to have that player who's going to enable them to really feed off. You know what I mean? So yeah, Jorginho, but Jorginho might not be the best player for them to be able to really build around him as the general. He's too on and off. Kai Havertz, you've got Ziyech, Timo Werner. They're all attacking players. So there needs to be that engine in the midfield who's going to hold the team together. I know some people are saying Kante might be able to be that person, but then the question is, if he is that person, he's not creative. He's a box to box. He's good in defense, but he's not really a defensive midfielder. He's not the guy who's going to clean up for you and allow a creative player to play. He likes to go forward himself, and that might expose the team. So is going to be something that we would like to see. It's going to obviously, for me, I think it's going to test Frank Lampard's ability to manage a team. It's going to test obviously his to really fit all of those players into the team. He had a couple of youngsters that were doing well last season. And now he's brought players into those youngsters' positions. So what then he does in terms of gelling the team together, in terms of finding the correct formation to fit in all of these players that he's bought, it becomes then an issue of, can he do it or can't he do it? And he hasn't really had a managing career that's long enough for us to say, okay, he's got the experience to deal with all of these kinds of players. And for me, another thing would be that is that he's buying players that are regarded to be some of the best at their positions, or in and around being the best in their positions. And these are players that are hungry to win stuff. These are players that have a little bit of an ego, and the price tags that they're coming along with. So they need playing time. So can he mold the team, first of all, to gel as a team? We have enough time for the guys to play together. Not only just playing together. Half the players that he's brought on have not played in the English league. So they're not used to the intensity of the English league. They're not used to, just maybe because it's COVID and there won't be fans, and the fan factor might not be there, but also just the pace and everything. And obviously now what's happened with COVID is that you don't have the preseason that you'd normally have. You'd have a lot of time to put players together